Good morning, Scorpio. This is a mini career reading for your week ahead whenever you find it. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I'm kind of getting you like if you were riding a horse, in a cowboy movie, you'd be kind of slumped over this week, feeling burdened. Let me pull some cards and shut up for a second here, Scorpio. I'm feeling for you, though, here. I'm feeling for you. Wish I could give you a hug. You'd probably be like, don't touch me. You got a lot on your mind. You got a lot on your mind that a hug won't fix. Okay, so, let me shut up. Got the Untamed Elemental here. My little San Francisco tourist deck quotes, and let me grab my these. Whoa, let me not burn my house down. It's going to be a fire. Ew, tombstones direct to you. What is this doing in there? That's the wrong thing. Okay, I'm just gonna roll with it, okay? 3 of Pentacles in reverse from the Cat Tarot in my Untamed Elemental. The True Blue upside down, and there's, oh God, I'm getting sweet brown all over. It's a fire. But this is a career reading. But I don't think it's great. Look, oh, your career's on fire. Oh, is there like an actual fire? Like a infrastructure? Did I push go? Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're not going to see it. Maybe you didn't see this coming. Maybe it came out of the blue. Maybe this is something that has already happened in your career where you're like, oh my God, who even are these people that you work with? If that's not it, it's like there's some sort of a structural fire. If you're the boss, it's like, can I get more specific with that? No, I got it. That's it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me think. Okay. If your place burned down, knock on wood that doesn't happen. But you could find out that there is an employee that was not true blue. They took your kindness for weakness. They had some sort of an obsession with you, and they decided they were going to burn the house down or burn the place down. Okay, so this is a intentional fire. This is an intentional fire. Oh, God. This is something that's already happened. Yeah. It could be someone that you were romantically connected to in the past, or they could be a Gemini or a Libra. But there's going to be some court of this world and of the higher world that steps in here for you on your behalf. So if this was done to you or something that you own or your house, oh God. If this is metaphorical, You have big things coming in your career. It's just like not there. I see it a move. Okay, so if this is your company and there was arson, you will be made whole. It's going to be a little heartbreaking there. Okay, it's going to be a little heartbreaking that someone that it's like I'm getting no good deed goes unpunished. So if this is someone that you work with, it's someone that you were friendly with, or someone that had a crush on you and it was not reciprocated. And so instead of being like a mature adult, they decided to burn it down. Okay, so if that's the case, what do you do? Oh, yeah, you press charges. It doesn't matter how much you love them. Okay, this is an intentional fire. This was to hurt. This was to sting. This was to put you down. This was to end your career. Okay, so if there was a random fire, it was not random. If you had an accidental fire in the bathroom, fire in the kitchen, fire in the break room, fire in the freaking, what's it called? Pharmacy or something. No. So if you are the boss and it's like the higher courts of law have spoken and it's a big wave of fire like we would see in Hawaii, or it's a forest fire, okay, and it's not like some guy that you can press charges there and get your reimbursed what do you call it, money, you know what I'm talking about? If it's not that, if it's a forest fire, this tells me like this, uh, build it for it to burn again. Build it for it to break again. If you're not going anywhere, if you're not moving anytime soon, if you are where you want to be, you need to be, you're just not sure how you're going to do this again. If it's like a natural disaster, it's like you don't, I know they say build a house on the rock out of rocks. It's more like, you know how they build buildings to sway in earthquake zones. It's something like that. You're taking into account that this could happen again. So you build it to break. Breakable, easily to rebuild, like a Lego set, instead of the castle walls. If you're like, I don't know what I'm talking about, in the construction business or something, if that's not it, if this is literally just seeing the people around you for who they are, if you feel like you don't have anyone to trust, there's a lot of fighting, like maybe even physical fighting, like maybe you even get attacked. Okay? It has less to do with you than it does with them. The things that you need to let go are not abuse. Okay. So if you're being abused and that's why you're feeling slumped over, it's like it's some sort of a soul lesson. Oh man. She by the river sat, and sitting there she wept and made it deeper by a tear. Okay. I remember my friend Roxanne's mom's house burned down. Like it was burning down. Everything she ever owned. Her kids' baby pictures, their baby blankets, all that. That's what she mentioned first. There wasn't a damn thing she could do except sit on the curb and her neighbor brought over some rum and they sat there and cried and drank some rum. It's very much that. So if you've already kind of sat by the river and made it deeper by all your tears, you've cried a million rivers, 1,000 oceans, like the song, because you didn't have that support. You didn't have that love. It was like being an orphan in a family. If you're a part of a company that's like, we're all family here, but they just take and take and take and never give back. That might be what we're talking about here. And it's time to make that final judgment call where you move on. But it's not all for nothing. It's seeing the people around you for who they are. So you might say, okay, well, I'm feeling a little bit lost. And how do I know that I didn't just make it the wrong decision to be there? No, it's not that at all. You didn't make the wrong decision. This isn't about your wrong decisions, because this is judgment for you. This is about you walking away from those who don't appreciate you or who don't honor you, who don't see the value in you, very maybe conveniently for them so they don't have to pay you more. It's like getting you to do the job of 4 people, but then treating you like you're not capable of anything. Very convenient for them. I think it's malicious. I think there's jealousy there. Oh boy. Will you walk into my parlor? Said a spider to a fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. So it could be that you find that some of your friends are more like enemies, more like predators, not very helpful at all at all for your career. But it's not all for nothing, because when we have to kind of do shadow work, it's really uncomfortable and ugly. And sometimes we're thrown into the lion's den where we're at the mercy of the people in our lives, where we're kind of forced to look at them. Okay, when we're at the mercy of someone, how do they treat us? So I feel like there could have been like an imbalance of power there, where you were able to see who these people really are under the mask, under the friendly mask, under the we're all family here, only when it's convenient. Ooh, I don't know if you know this, but if you do have a boss that's really awful, they're like a woman hater or a woman beater. Look, this says, the man that lays his hand on women, save in the way of kindness, is a wretch, whom 'twere gross flattery to name a coward. So it could be that you might have looked up to someone, but after you started working closely with them, you saw that they were cruel, abusive, a coward. Like, do they always try and talk you into things that you're not comfortable with? It's like you say, okay, these are my boundaries, and then they continuously try to push past your boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, this is someone who had a weird obsession with you or has a weird obsession with you at your work. If you're not the boss and everything didn't, burn down completely, it's the facade. The facade is burning down. And if you're at the mercy of a boss or a manager, and all of a sudden they start being very cold or cruel or predatory to you because you're not reciprocating some kind of a love offer, you're right to leave. You had to see that. It's almost like don't meet your heroes. Like you got a dream job maybe, and it was working with someone you really looked up to, and you find out that they're just some sort of a abusive scumbag. It's not that you chose the wrong thing or that you're not on your path, okay? So, um, lots of self-love this week, no matter what, even if you're feeling slumped over, no matter what, because it's like, it doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're beneath them. It's like what I'm getting is your higher power asked you to make yourself small in the presence of a few people in your life. And how did they treat you? Were they kind to you or were they predatory? Did they kick you when you were down? Did they invite the other employees in to kick you when you were down? Yeah. It's time to go, but it was definitely a necessary lesson. So you didn't choose the wrong thing. You didn't choose the wrong place. And it's um, strangely enough, it's almost like being alienated and stung by these people, and you didn't see it coming. Maybe that's the part you're questioning, like, wait a minute, how did I not see this coming? Or where was my intuition? No, this was a hard shadow um, shadow work lesson that you agreed to take on in your own hero's journey, to see someone or someone's, or maybe even an industry for what it is. Like, it could be time to make all new goals. Like, all new friends, all new goals, all new relationship, new love, new, like, is this actually moving? Ooh, yeah. Hey, if you get a new offer, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Accept this new offer kind of before you say, oh, all right, I'm giving my notice. Don't let these ones trick you into staying on to train your replacement. It's not your, it's not your um, responsibility. You look out for yourself. From what I can tell, they weren't looking out for you. They weren't paying you right. They weren't honoring you correctly. This could have been like a literal sexual harassment there. Casual sexism, casual racism, a little jab there, a little jab there, a little underhanded. This is just real toxic environment and you can do better. Okay, so if this is about a new job and you get an offer this week, you could be a dancer, take it. If there's a chance to get out of this contract and you know it's abusive, take it. If you find this right when you're feeling slumped over and you don't understand why you're surrounded by all this maliciousness, this darkness, this competitiveness when we're supposed to be like all in this together, it's because you needed to know specifically about that person or about these people. You needed to know who your friends are, what family really means and what it doesn't mean, and how predators can use people with a lot of honor or a lot of integrity, a lot of honesty, that hard work that they know you'll come in, get the job done, and they don't have to worry about it. It's not your problem anymore. And it's not your responsibility to stick around so you can train your replacement because your higher ups are too worried about being harassing. Okay? So be looking for new work. Accept that new job. Don't tell anyone, not even, your work friend. I feel like you don't really have any friends here. I feel like it presented itself as that to you to get you in there. And if there's a contract, it's been breached. And you'll be able to get out of that with this kind of sexual harassment or this ganging up, like a jump-a-hoe kind of mentality around you. But you did make the right choice in being there because you did have to see that. You did have to learn that. Now for all this beautiful abundance and joy and success, you already know who you won't be inviting into your life there, okay? So if you're feeling slumped over, please don't let it be guilt or shame or wondering why you didn't see this or where was my clairvoyance. No, this is a part of your hero's journey, to see a predator for who they were. But you had to see it up close and you had to be at their mercy. And now you can move forward. Scorpio. Wow, I'm really slow. Now you can move forward. So this is be as Scorpio as you can be this week with no guilt, no shame. And if that means ending something and moving on, you live, you learn, you move on with no guilt, no shame, no regrets, no explanations. Okay, you don't owe anybody anything as far as I can tell. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. That was a career reading, I think, for the week ahead. No better times are coming. But there was some sabotage there, and it was intentional. So just rest. If you just need to kind of sit by the curb and watch it burn, know that it will be rebuilt. You will be made whole, or you will be offered something where you're honored and valued. Okay. See you for the next one. Bye-bye.